This stupid simple 3-step strategy works every day, and it consistently gives me wins like this, and I'm about to show you exactly how. Now, I've been trading for 9 years, and in that time I've tested hundreds of complicated strategies, and this one is hands down the best and most simplest, which is why I named it my A+ strategy. And in this video, I'm going to teach you the full strategy, and then we'll do a 1-month back test to prove that it works. The goal of this strategy is to make consistent profits in less than 90 minutes per day. And in order to do so, we're going to start our days by getting to our desks right at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we get started, I want to be clear that this strategy works in any market, whether it's futures, stocks, crypto, or Forex, and you follow the same 3 simple steps every single day. But in order to trade this consistently, you need to understand how to trade choppy days properly. That way you can avoid the losing trades. Let's hop right into step number 1, which is marking our range for the day. Now, in order to do this, you want to start on your 15-minute chart. In order to get here, you're going to go to TradingView and click this 15-minute button. This means that each candle you see represents 15 minutes of trading time. Next, we're going to wait for the first 15-minute candle to close. This is the candle that happens at 9:30 and closes at 9:45. As you can see here, down below, the date and the time. Next, we need to mark the high and the low of this candle to find our trading range. In order to do this, you can go over here on TradingView to the left, click this button, and then you can select the trend line tool, and we can use this to mark out the high and the low of this first 15-minute candle. And now you've got your trading range for the day. But understanding the range is useless if you don't know which direction we're going to take trades in, which brings us right to step number 2. For step number 2, we're going to change to the 5-minute chart. You can do this by going on TradingView and selecting this 5-minute button right here. And this view brings it so that every candle you see represents 5 minutes worth of trading time. Next, we're going to wait for a break. But when we're talking about a break, we need a very specific pattern to form as the break occurs. This way we can help filter out the losing trades. And this is huge for keeping a high win rate, as you'll see later on in the video when we do the back test. So you'll see pretty quickly that we get a nice big move outside the range. And a lot of people will try to classify a break as just a candle closure or maybe even a big candle, but we're looking for something much different. Now, I want you to notice how there is a gap between this candle's high right here and then this candle's low. This is what we call a fair value gap. Now we're going to be looking for a long trade. And since buyers are in control, we're going to be looking to buy the market or get in a long trade. Now that we've got our fair value gap, we've confirmed our market direction, but understanding the direction without having a clear way to find our trade entry, set our stop loss, and our target won't make us much money, which brings us right into step number 3. And this is stupid simple. We're just going to set a limit order on the FVG. Now, in order to do this, you can go over here on the left-hand side. And since we are bullish on the market and wanting to buy, we're going to click long position. After you click this, you can just place this tool with your entry, which is this middle line, right on the fair value gap. And then you can right-click this tool and click create limit order. And what this limit order does is that it tells the broker this is the highest limit you would be willing to buy from. So if the market dips back down under that level, it's going to enter you into the market without you having to manually execute. And in order for our stop loss, or where we're going to cut our losses if we're wrong, we want to place it right at the base of fair value gap candle 1. So not the gap candle itself, but the first candle of the 3-candle pattern. Now for our target, we are just going to drag out our position size tool until it says 2-to-1 risk to reward. This means that on our winning trades, we will make twice as much profit as we would lose on our losing trades. Now, as you can see, the market came back down and traded into our fair value gap, so it entered us into the trade. And on this trade, we're risking $288 to make a potential $583. Now, at this time, your work is done and you literally just sit back and let the market do the heavy lifting for you. Now, a lot of people have an issue of trying to micromanage their trades, but you have to stay consistent and just trust in the strategy. And in case you're wondering, yes, this strategy is that stupid simple. But if you don't know how to trade the choppy days, then you will end up giving all of your profits back. And there are two types of choppy days that you need to learn how to navigate in order to stay consistent. And every day in my free community, I'm dropping market outlooks. That way you know what to expect. I'll leave a link down in the description where you can join totally free. There's a free course, tons of PDFs, and a bunch of other value that's going to help you become a successful trader. Again, that link's down in the description if you want to join for free. Let's hop right into the first of the two different types of choppy days, which I like to call a mix-up. And this is where a lot of traders go wrong using the strategy. As you can see, we've got this first 15-minute candles high and low marked, so we're good to go to the 5-minute chart. Now, after we get to the 5-minute chart is where a lot of you guys start making mistakes that cause you to blow your account and overall be an unsuccessful trader. Now, in order to avoid those mistakes, what you have to do is you just keep things simple, okay? Notice how on this day we're trading into both sides of the range. We're hitting wicks, which aren't confirmations. Yes, we got a candle closure here, but look, there's no fair value gap. So there is no trade. Now, a lot of you guys sit here during these times and maybe you start over trading, maybe you go on tilt, meaning you start taking bad decisions based on emotions, but this is gonna solve that for good. Because these days are inevitable as traders. Not every single day is going to be picture perfect. Some days you're going to have a lot of fake outs, as you can see here. But that's the beauty of this strategy and having the fair value gap filter that we do. Because even with a big candle like this, a lot of you guys say, oh my God, I'm just going to go ahead and get in now. I'll get a better entry, right? It's going to form a fair value gap anyways, but you can't think like that. Because as you can see, the market can quickly turn around. And what do you do during these times? A lot of traders are paralyzed. A lot of traders, this is where they start to lose confidence, and this is normal. Like when you're learning, that's going to happen, but that's why you need a stupid, simple process to help you avoid that. So now, as you can see, we finally, after a lot of mix-up, which is why I like to call these days mix-ups, where you're hitting both sides of the range, chopping around, finally, we did get that fair value gap. So at this time, we're good to enter the market. Now, as long as this happens before 12 p.m., as you can see, this is 11:30 a.m. So as long as this fair value gap forms before 12 p.m., you're good to still enter the trade. Now, since this did go through the first candle low, you want to be selling the market. So we're going to go over here to the left. You're going to click the short position tool, place it right on that fair value gap. Stop loss on fair value gap candle number 1, not that gap candle. Remember, it's the first candle that forms in a fair value gap. And then our target, we're gonna fix at 2-to-1 risk to reward. We're gonna create our limit order. And as you can see, we're entered into the trade with $800 at risk to make $1,600. And at this time, everything else is the same. Even though it was a mix-up day, you still just let the strategy do the lifting for you. And as you can see, the target was hit rather quickly. Now, how many of you guys have gotten chopped up on those mix-up days? If that's you, I want you to drop a comment down below and make a promise that you're gonna stay consistent with this strategy to help avoid losing those trades. Now, let's hop right into choppy day number 2, which is what I call the steady day. And this one is a little bit of a hidden killer because traders don't even realize that it's happening. So as you can see here, we've got our first candle on October 24th marked out on the 15-minute chart. Then we wanna go to the 5-minute chart. And after this, it's business as usual. Yes, this strategy is simple and boring, but one thing I've learned about trading is that once your trading becomes boring is when you become successful. So we want to wait for the market to trade outside of our range like usual, but as you can see, we don't get a fair value gap. You get a closure. A lot of people start to rush into the market as soon as you get a closure, but we can't do that for this strategy. There's no fair value gap, no trade. So as you can see, the market kind of meanders around a little bit, and this is where a lot of you guys get FOMO and start blowing your accounts because you're rushing into the market, making emotional decisions, but not anymore after today's video because now you have a mechanical and simple process. And as you can see, the market kind of is just moving steady. We're not mixing up, we're not hitting the high and going down to the low. It's just a slow grind. It's not something you want to be a part of yet. But then we can see that the market starts to dip back into the range, pops out, and then we finally form our fair value gap. So at this time, you're good to enter a long position since this is a high. We're pushing a fair value gap out of the range. We're going to put our stop loss at that candle number 1. And just like usual, we have a fixed 2-to-1 risk to reward. Now for this trade, we have $385 at risk to make $770. And same as usual, we sit back and let the market do the heavy lifting for us. Even though you've seen these 3 recent examples of this strategy working, you're probably wondering, how could something this stupid simple actually work? So let's put it to the test and look at the data we gathered over historical trading of the strategy. That way you have the confidence you need to execute it consistently. Over the last month, this strategy netted $15,455 over 16 trades with a win rate of 81%. It also had a max drawdown of only $1,635, which makes it perfect for prop firms. If you want a discount on your Apex funded challenge, I will leave a discount code down in the description along with the link you can use. So congratulations, you now have a stupid simple strategy that is proven to work. But chances are you've had these kinds of opportunities before, but you're still not profitable. And I know this because I was in the exact same boat and it took me years to finally become a successful trader. Here's me liquidating my accounts in 2021, and at this point I have been trading for 5 years already. But it shouldn't have taken me that long, and the reason that it did is because I was overwhelmed with complicated strategies. I had no idea where to start, so I kept blowing accounts for a long time until I realized that trading, when it's done right, is stupid simple. Which is why now I mentor traders to help them avoid all the losses and wasted time that I had to go through. And I'm not saying I run a trading Discord, because I don't. In my direct mentorship, you're actually sitting down live trading with your mentor 5 days per week. Every single trade that you take is reviewed through our trade journaling software. You get access to the rest of the software that helps you with risk management and a ton of other cool stuff. And you learn everything that I know from my 9 years as a trader and get direct access to me. That way I can help you with whatever specific situations you have. And I'm so confident in this system that if you do everything I tell you and still don't get funded in 12 weeks, I will personally sit and trade with you until you do. Now, due to this being a direct mentorship, I cannot work with everyone. And we only work with a limited amount of traders each enrollment. If the link in the top of the description that says mentorship still works, then slots are available. But if not, this enrollment is closed. Now, regardless if we work together or not, I'm rooting for you guys to win. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll put a playlist on your screen that teaches you everything that you need in order to win at trading. And to be clear, guys, you don't need the mentorship. It's just a fast track to help you avoid my mistakes. You can do it all on your own if you want to. Just accept that it's going to take you years because trading is very difficult and a lot of people never become successful because they don't have the systems that they need. Whatever you do, just make sure to stay consistent, stay disciplined, and make sure to fall in love with the process because trading can change your life just like it did mine. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.